Greetings movie enthusiasts! Today we continue with my best of 2016 list with two movies. One I'm simply mentioning, the other I will give a full review of, so let's do it. First off, 2016's Me Before You was one of the best and most emotional films I had seen in a long while. I cried more at this than I did at The Notebook, and I did a lot of crying with that film. I would say two movies last year were equal in being top spot for best of 2016, and Me Before You was one of them. I didn't do a review on it, and I still don't want to. It was so beautiful and so emotional that just thinking about it breaks my heart and makes me want to cry, which is why I don't want to overthink it or try analyzing it. So just know it was by far one of the best, most amazing films I had seen in a long time. The main review I am doing today, however, is for 2016's Ghostbusters. If you didn't already know this, then let me tell you now. I am firmly anti-remake and anti-reboot. I hate the idea of remakes and reboots. I don't want to go anywhere near them. I got issues with them, okay? So as soon as I heard Ghostbusters was getting a reboot with all female cast, I was instantly enraged. I hulked out and was on a rampage! Okay, slight exaggeration, but you get my point. When the first trailer came out, I actually saw a glimmer of hope and didn't want to because that goes against my anti-reboot principles. But I was actually starting to think they could pull this off. By the second trailer, I was pretty sure they could. For one of the first times in my life, putting my hope into a film actually paid off. This film was surprisingly fantastic. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but it is 100% true. Now, trust me, like with any film, it has some flaws, but its flaws do not lie in the plot or the central characters, so therefore I was still able to say wholeheartedly that this film rocked. The humor in this film was aplenty. The one-liners were being thrown out by everyone. It was like an Oprah giveaway. You get a one-liner! You get a one-liner! Everyone gets a one-liner! Normally, I wouldn't think giving so many good lines to so many characters would work, but amazingly enough, it actually does. It gives each person the opportunity to be a standout in that moment, to show you what they can deliver, and it works out beautifully. The biggest concern for most people was, what does this film mean for the originals? It's a completely valid question, and the answer is, this Ghostbusters allowed us to enjoy it for what it was and at the same time be reminded how much we loved the original. This film paid homage to the original every chance it could. It showed respect for it while being its own film, and I could not appreciate it more for that. The non-stop cameos kept me smiling. You never knew when to expect them, so it was such a delight when it happened. We got to see Bill Murray, Annie Potts, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and Sigourney Weaver. We even got some ghost cameos with Slimer and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, who is still as puffy as ever. And dedicating the film to Harold Ramis, who passed away in 2014, was especially touching, and bless the studios for letting them keep the original theme song. Ghostbusters is modern while also being full of nostalgia. It's a wonderful combination and so entertaining. Our four main ladies brought it, and they brought it hard. Kristen Wiig I'm usually not a fan of because at times her comedy seems a bit over the top for me, but in this I felt she toned it down to fit the character, allowing us to both take her character seriously and enjoy all the humour she offered. Melissa McCarthy I suspected was going to be the over-the-top one, but instead her character and Kristen's character balance each other out and give us some heart and genuine emotion that allows you a moment to take them seriously. Kate McKinnon, oh my, her character was a bag full of cat's crazy, and I instantly believed I was going to find her character extremely annoying. But as the film went on, she grew on me more and more. Her character is actually a lot of fun and is the embodiment of the saying there is genius in insanity, so I found her highly entertaining. Leslie Jones, who many expected was just going to be the ghetto one, well, her ghetto attitude was toned down enough so that she didn't come off like a cliche and instead allow us to enjoy and appreciate what she brought to the table. There were some minor issues I had with this film, not going to lie. The acting by all the side characters seemed as though director Paul Feig had instructed them all to go over the top, which I didn't actually enjoy. I would have preferred it if some of them had some more seriousness to them, especially our main villain played by Neil Casey. his overacting of his version of crazy just made it hard to take him seriously or at any point see him as a villain or even as a threat in general. I also could have lived without the constant close-ups of certain characters as they delivered their lines, but overall these are very small things that ultimately did not detract from the rest of the film and therefore had no impact on my rating of this movie. The good in this film far outweighed any of the bad by a mile. The special effects were stunning and mind-blowing, even if people disagree. I was completely entranced by them like a little kid. We even have a bit of an action sequence which I thought was incredibly well done. These women kick some serious ghost butt, and that scene alone I think took this film to a whole new level. Even Chris Hemsworth, I didn't 100% love his character, but he definitely was entertaining, and I especially love seeing Chris play something so different to what I'm used to seeing him do. It was really interesting seeing him play the token blonde bimbo. He really sold it. I thoroughly loved this movie from beginning to end. I loved it far more than I could have anticipated, and I would happily watch it again, and I have, and I went and got the soundtrack because I love that too. This film is definitely worth watching, and if you do see it, be sure not to miss the post-credit scene. The credits. I haven't enjoyed credits so much since Deadpool. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up, and stay tuned to see what other things made it onto my best of 2016 list. Until then, bye!